What if mastering a few steps in CLO didn't just help you build 3D garments, but could transform how entire teams work, making a real and lasting impact? There's an unspoken order of operations, and I'm not talking about those traditional sewing steps. I mean an underlying framework that helps keep you organized and unlocks the software's full potential. Without it, workflows quickly become slow, frustrating, and full of missed opportunities. I've spent the last 7 years working with the top fashion brands in schools, and I've seen the same struggles over and over. 3D fashion is often misunderstood, whether it's reduced to flashy marketing or just dismissed as being too complex. But the real power of 3D goes far beyond its visuals. Behind every render is a 3D model that holds essential garment-related data that helps streamline real-world development. In this video, I'm going to break down that framework that took me years to figure out so you can learn in just minutes. And by the end, you'll see that 3D isn't as complicated as it might seem, and that the right approach changes everything. But first, why CLO? Don't get me wrong, I love a good render as much as anyone. In fact, I spent years obsessing over every little detail, trying to achieve photorealistic results. But in the end, I realized that these images don't solve the real problem. Traditional garment development is slow, expensive, and outdated. For decades, the fashion industry has relied on physical samples, endless prototypes, and long wait times. But 3D changes all of that. A 3D sample isn't just a digital mock-up, it evolves throughout the development process and provides insights at every stage. 3D isn't just an extra step, it transforms the entire process by offering enhanced speed, making instant changes without waiting for a physical sample to be sewn. Cost efficiency, reducing material waste and lowering development costs. Better collaboration, where teams share assets and can work from anywhere. And the ability to make data-driven decisions, using real production data to create better designs. And just to be clear, using 3D doesn't entirely eliminate physical samples, but it does cut down on the unnecessary prototype rounds, freeing up more time for real creativity. To get the most out of CLO, you need to understand how a 3D garment is built, and how each stage fits into the process. So let's dive into the software and see how all this works. If CLO feels overwhelming at first, you're not alone. And if you're coming from a traditional fashion background, this might be your first step in the world of 3D, which was the case for me. But you don't need to master every tool. The key is knowing why and when to use them. A structured 3D workflow not only helps you navigate the software more efficiently, but it also aligns with traditional garment development. The 3D workflow can be broken down into 4 key stages. Every project starts with an avatar, a digital fit model that mirrors real-life body proportions. You can customize their size, choose from various body types, or even import your own 3D body scan. Next, you need patterns, the building blocks of the garment. These can be created in CLO or imported from another 2D software. The pattern pieces are then arranged around the avatar, sewn together, and simulated for realistic draping. These core steps form the 3D block, the first stage of the process, a reusable asset that speeds up future designs. You could quickly build new styles by repeating these steps, growing your library with each iteration. Once you have a design set, you can refine the garment's details to achieve a more accurate fit by adding things like hardware, trims, and applying digital fabrics, which consist of 2 key components: 2D images for appearance and digitized physical properties that affect how the fabric drapes. The images are a combination of colors, prints, and textures to express its design details, while the physical properties translate how different fabric types drape and move. It takes just seconds to swap out and test different fabrics to evaluate their fit and design. You can also adjust the avatar's pose, testing relaxed or dynamic positions, just like a real fit session. One of the advantages of working in 3D is the ability to use fit maps, which shows data on fabric stretch and pressure, and even evaluate fit across an entire graded size run. To enhance realism, surface details like graphic placements, top stitching, and puckering can be added. While these elements are purely visual in 3D, they are crucial for production planning, influencing placements and costing. And finally, it's time to present your work. CLO's built-in render engine works like a professional studio, giving you full control over backgrounds, cameras, and lighting to create high-quality images and animations. Each of these stages builds upon the last, layering assets step by step. Understanding how a 3D garment is created isn't just about execution, but it also sets clear expectations at every stage. For designers working solo, this workflow helps keep you structured and prevents you from getting lost in the details. For teams, these stages act as integration phases, aligning 3D development with the broader production process and creating a scalable workflow. Each stage of the 3D sample process offers unique benefits, so skipping out on any of those steps means missing out on some of CLO's biggest advantages. And instead of streamlining workflows, it turns 3D into extra work. But some of the most important lessons I've learned weren't just about the software. They're about how we communicate and collaborate. Even with the best strategies, nothing truly works without commitment. Think of CLO like learning a new language. It's a way to communicate our ideas and work more efficiently with others. And like learning any language, fluency comes from consistency, having clear goals, and dedication. And not everything will translate perfectly, but it's not about that. It's about embracing a new way of working to achieve what was once impossible using traditional methods. I started like many of you, fresh out of fashion school, eager to make my mark on the industry, but I felt limited by traditional methods. My ideas felt bigger than my ability to execute them, but 3D changed all of that. It gave me a voice to communicate my ideas and connect with others in ways I never imagined. At first, learning something new was awkward and uncomfortable, like taking steps backwards. But once you push through, there's no going back. The software has come a long way since I started, and there's never been a better time to learn. There are more resources than ever to help you succeed. Mastering 3D isn't about complicating the process, it's about simplifying it. And throughout the years, I've realized that the difference between using CLO and mastering it is in the mindset. Perfection isn't the goal. It's about understanding how all the pieces fit together to create something even greater. The real power of 3D isn't in the software, it's how you use it. So how far are you willing to take it?